بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين جل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. Alhamdulillah, we have tawfiq to continue our study of Bidayat Hikmah, chapter 13 and inshallah 14, so that we finish the book inshallah in this session. We were talking about uqul, and then we said Masha'in have idea of uqul tuliyya, hierarchical intellects. Ishraqiyun also have the idea of uqul arziyya, horizontal intellects. Alhamdulillah, we discussed both of them. Now we go to another type of substance, another type of contingent being, and that is mithal, عالم مثال. And then last chapter is عالم الماده, which is the lowest. If you remember the previous book on philosophy, we said some people have said عالم الماده is the most obvious thing for us, because عالم الماده, the world of matter. Matter means potential, something which carries potentials. They say above this must be something higher. Till we reach uqul, there must be something in between. And they call it عالم المثال. عالم المثال is similar to the realm of dreams. But this is an independent universe. The problem with dreams is that many times it is depending on us. Yeah, you dream something, but it may have no reality. Yeah, many times these are imaginations of the person who dreams, or working and manipulating stored images. Yeah, so if you have been very, for example, thirsty and thinking about water, and then you dream, maybe you dream water, but it doesn't mean that you are going to get water, So, this is the world of dreams, and it is possible that it remains as something dependent on you. But what we are talking here about عالم المثال, and they call it مثال منفصل, means it is separate from us. It is independent from us. Whether we are there or not, that exists. Whether you dream or you don't dream, it exists. But it is similar in the sense that, like a person that you see in dream. When you see a person in dream, that person has gender, shape, form, size, color. It speaks, with the same tone. Yeah, there are lots of characteristics above humanity. But if you put that person in the dream on a real scale, not on a scale in the dream. If you put on the scale in the dream, it says 70 kilo in the dream. But if you can put it on a real scale, it doesn't show anything. Get the point? So a scale has to be real, not a scale in the dream. Maybe you put in the scale in the dream, it says 400 kilo. But if you put it on a real scale, it doesn't have anything. In the dream, you can hug him, you can embrace him, you can, hit him. You can, for example, with a car, have accident and, your car is damaged. But this is a dream. But you cannot hug a person who is in dream, in the real world. In other words, you cannot really hug that person because there is nothing there. So with these hands, you cannot hug because there is nothing there material, physical. Okay? So, this is why, you can, even in dreams, see someone is going through the wall. It can happen. Yeah? It's possible. In the dream, you can see two things. Sometimes someone hits the wall and has headache. Someone goes through the wall and has no headache. No injury. You understand? Because imagination. So, Alamul Mithal is a universe independent from us, in which beings have these characteristics like shape, size, color, and this type of things, but they don't have physical mass. They don't have limitations that are caused by being a physical object. Okay? And this is under Alam Uqul. Alam Uqul even don't have shape and size and these things. And this is why we said in Alam Uqul kullu nu'in munhasarun fi fard. Because there are no characteristics, we said every intellect is one. Yeah? We said like the difference between Jibreel and Mikael is like the difference between rose flower and sunflower, not between two rose flowers. Remember? So, because there are no chance for potentials and therefore no chance for characteristics like accident. But Alam al-Mithal is in between. So, Al-Faslu al-Thalith Ashar fil Mithal. Mithal means Alam al-Mithal, not Mithal example. No, we don't mean example. It means the world of Some people have said imagination, but it's not very good. Some people say ethereal. Imaginal, maybe, yeah. Pardon? Likeness. I think it's better to say mithal, just to say mithal and clarify what we mean by mithal. وَيُسَمَّى al-barzakh. They also call it barzakh. Barzakh in Arabic means something that happens between two things or occurs between two things. Yeah? وَمِنْ وَرَائِهِمْ بَرْزَخٌ إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. We call barzakh because it's between dunya and akhirah. They call this also barzakh. Why? لِتَوَسُّتِهِ بَيْنَ الْعَقْلِ الْمُجَرَّدِ وَالْجَوْهَرِ الْمَادِّي. Because it comes between madde, aql. Jawhar mujarrad, jawhar maddi. Intellectual substance, material substance. It is in between. So they call it also barzakh. Or another name, al-khayal al-munfasil. Separate or independent imagination. Okay? Why munfasil? Because it's not like dream. Dream is muttasil. It's part of you. لاستقلاله عن الخيال الحيواني المتصل به. Because it is separate, it's independent from imagination that we have in animals that are connected. Even when you are awake, you can have your khiyal. Yeah? When you imagine, indeed means that in your awakeness you are dreaming. Yeah? Now imagine, for example, you are in Mashhad. It's like dreaming when you are awake. Sometimes you can do this when you are awake, sometimes you do it when you are not awake. But it is your khiyal. It's not necessarily from outside. If it is from outside, then it will be roya sadiqah. Means that you are receiving something, not that you are creating something. وَهُوَ كَمَا تَقَدَّمَ. And as it was said before, مَرْتَبَةٌ مِنَ الْوُجُودِ. This is a level of existence مُفَارِقٌ لِلْمَادَّةِ, which is separate from madde. But duna athara, but not separate from athar madde. Means it has the athar, but not madde itself. shape, color, size, weight, all these are there, but not madde itself. It doesn't have the physical mass. وفيه صور جوهرية جزئية صادرة من آخر العقول الطولية. In this عالم المثال, in this universe, in this domain, we have substantial صور, images, which are particular, which are created by the last hierarchical عقل. آخر عقول الطولية, which is عقل فعال. So عقل فعال has عالم مثال, then عالم ماده. Some people say no. Under عقل فعال عالم ماده. But some say no, there must be something in between. وهو العقل الفعال عند المشائين. The last intellect in the horizontal series of intellects is عقل فعال according to مشائين. Or if you want to go by إشراقيين's idea, عالم المثال is under what? عقول أرضية. Yeah, so عقول أرضية, then عالم المثال. Because you remember just now we were discussing the chapter 12 that according to إشراقيون, above every no maddi is no mujarrad, which is the مثال of that type. أو من العقول الأرضية على قول الإشراقيين. So these images, or these صور, these images and forms are coming from عقول أرضية, horizontal intellects. على أي حال هي متكثرة حسب تكثر الجهات في العقل المفيض لها. They are multiple according to the features and aspects which are in that intellect that creates them. So that intellect that creates them, which is either one or for masha'in is many, they pass some kind of kathra to them, or they impose some kind of kathra in them. متمثلة لغيرها بحياءات مختلفة. They manifest or take forms for other things in different hay'a, in different like casted, different condition. من غير أن ينثلم باختلاف الحياءات في كل واحد منها وحدته الشخصية. But taking different forms, some, for example, can become a thin horse, a fat horse. These are taking form, but it doesn't really become several. There is one. So its personal unity is not damaged. There is only this much discussion about Alam al-Mithal here. The last chapter, chapter 12, so this is 12 of 12. That was section 12. Sorry, 14. 14 of 12, yes. The last chapter, chapter 14 of section 12, Fil Alam al-Maddi. This is the lowest universe, material world, where we have lots of potentialities, means lots of things have not yet become actual. وَهُوَ الْعَالَمُ الْمَشْهُودِ. This is the universe which we perceive, we see. Yeah? أنزل مراتب الوجود. The lowest level of existence. وأخصها. Yeah? Can we say the meanest? Yeah? The lowest, the meanest. ويتميز من غيره بتعلق الصور الموجودة فيه بالمادة. The difference from anything above is that here anything has madde. عقول they don't have these, shapes and forms. In Alam Mithal, they have some, shapes, but they don't have madde. This is the only one which has madde. It is distinguished, or it is distinct from other things بتعلق with this, that suwar mujarrade, in these immaterial images or forms, in this they belong to madde, and irtibatuha bil quwwati wal istidad, and they have connection with potentiality and capacity, because this world is world of potentialities. This world is not perfect. This world is not completely actual. This world is still ongoing. There are lots of waiting conditions. Yeah, in this world. فَمَا مِن مَوْجُودٍ فِيهِ إِلَّا وَعَامَّةُ كَمَالَاتِهِ فِي أَوَّلِ وُجُودِهِ بِالْقُوَّةِ. There is no being in this world unless all its perfections in the beginning are potential. ثُمَّ يَخْرُجُ إِلَى الْفِعْلِيَّةِ. Then it goes towards actuality بنوع من التدريج والحركة. Little by little, it gets more and more actualities. Like a child, little by little, grows and gets different actualities. Not only growing in body, growing in other aspects. وَرُبَمَا. But every child doesn't grow and become adult. Every seed doesn't become apple tree. رُبَمَا عَاقَهُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ عَائِقٌ. Sometimes an obstacle stops this process. فَالْعَالَمُ عَالَمُ التَّزَاحُمِ وَالتَّمَانُعِ. In the material world, because there are lots of interactions, is the world of conflicts. Tazahum means they conflict. What tamanu? They stop each other. Manner. Yeah? An animal goes and eats that plant. Doesn't let that plant to grow. A virus comes and kills a child, for example. So it's not that everything becomes actual. وَقَدْ تَبَيَّنَ بالأبحاث الطبيعية والرياضية إلى اليوم شيء كثير من أجزاء هذا العالم والأوضاع والنسب التي بينها والنظام الحاكم فيها. Up to today, up to now, based on natural and mathematical discussions, scientific discussions, mathematical discussions, many things have been become clear for us about parts of this world, about relations and conditions in this world, and the system which is governing. Yeah? But لَعَلَّ مَا هُوَ مَجْهُولٌ مِنْهَا أَكْثَرُ مِمَّا هُوَ مَعْلُومٌ. But maybe we can say that what we don't know is more than what we know. Although we know many things about this world, but still, maybe what we don't know is more. Yeah? وَهَذَا الْعَالَمِ بِمَا بَيْنَ أَجْزَائِهِ مِنَ الْإِرْتِبَاطِ الْوُجُودِي. This is very important. This world, because it has existential relation in itself, you can say it's one unit and everything is connected. Even what we do now has impact on someone in Africa, but it's too difficult for us to measure. Yeah. For example, if I burn some oxygen here, or damage something here, for sure it has impact on them. Like, for example, if you from one side of ocean you take 1 cup of water, it doesn't affect the ocean. If I take 1 cup of water of ocean becomes 1 cup less. So if you were able to measure, you could see the level of water has gone 1 epsilon low. but we cannot measure this. Okay? And now with this idea of global warming, we realize these things better. That how if one country is not careful, all humanity can suffer. In the past, people thought every maybe city is different. Even one city can do something, another city doesn't get affected. But now we know that every person on the globe is affected. But you may not sense, because too small maybe. You have to be very, very sensitive. You have to have skills and measures that can weigh all these things. But definitely there is impact. هذا العالم بما بين أجزائه من الارتباط الوجودي. This world, because of existential relation that is inside its parts, among its parts, is واحد. Is one. سيال في ذاته. Is one fluid in its essence. متحرك بجوهره. It's also substantially changing. Yes? Some philosophers say that Qiyamah is the end of Harakat al-Jawhari of this world. So this world is moving towards Qiyamah. وَيَتْبَعُهُ أَعْرَاضُهُ. So first, Jawhar of Alam, substance is changing, then because of that, A'raz changes. وَعَلَى هَذِهِ الْحَرَكَةِ الْعَامَّةِ حَرَكَاتٌ. On top of this general motion of the world, we have also motions of each type. Animals have their own motions, plants have their own motions. عَلَى هَذِهِ الْحَرَكَةِ الْعَامَّةِ means above, on top of this general substantial motion, we have substantial motions خاصة, special, specific. نباتية وحيوانية وإنسانية. Animals have their motion, plants have their motions, human beings have their own motions. وَالْغَايَةُ الَّتِي تَقِفُ. When this is going to end? We said every haraka is mabda and end. Where is the end of this haraka? End of haraka is when no potentiality is left. If it becomes 100% actual, then it's end of it. وَالْغَايَةُ الَّتِي تَقِفُ عِنْدَهَا هَذِهِ الْحَرَكَةِ. The end where this motion stops, هي التجرد التام للمتحرك. Is complete immateriality for what is moving. Means loses any potentiality. Everything becomes actual. كما تقدم في مرحلة القوة والفعل. As we discussed in the section about قوة وفعل, potentiality and actuality, we discussed about haraka. If something is free from potentiality, has no haraka, no change. Change can be gradual, which is haraka, can be at once, which is kawn fasad, but both of them need potentiality. Without potentiality, there is no change, let alone haraka. وَلَمَّا كَانَ هَذَا الْعَالَمِ. Now, the final point, and which is a very important point, we had it before. You remember I told you about رَبْطُ الْحَادِثِ بِالْقَدِيمِ. I said this is one of the most difficult questions in philosophy. If this alam is changing, and you said aql fa'al is running this, and aql fa'al is mujarrad and not changing, how something which is not changing can run something which is changing? Because it has to, for example, if you run an office, day by day, you have to run it. So it means you have to also go through days. The answer is aql fa'al doesn't create this world and then runs it. or doesn't create this world and then gives motion to it. Rather, creates something which is in motion. Yes. When you are inside that moving thing, you have time, you have past, present, future, potentiality. But all of it is all together. لما كان هذا العالم متحركا بجوهره. Since this world is changing and moving with its substance. Yeah, this world is substantially changing. سيالا في ذاته, it's fluid in its essence. كانت ذاته أين التجدد والتغير. Its essence is the same as change. Yeah, change is part of us, and this is why, according to Mullah Sadra, time becomes the fourth dimension. Yeah, because change and haraka is our essence. In our essence, we are change. وبذلك صح استناده إلى العلة الثابتة. So, because this essence is changing, we can say this essence is attributed to something which is fixed. Because what is fixed creates one essence which in itself is changing. Okay? فَالْجَاعِلُ الثَّابِتِ. Ja'il, ja'al. Ja'al in philosophy, it means what? Maker. To make, to create. You remember? We had ja'al. Al-thabit, which is fixed. So the one which makes this and is fixed, ja'al al-mutajaddid, has made something which is renewing itself, which is changing. Not that created something fixed and then now has to move it. Sometimes I create something like a desk. Okay, now if the desk is going to move, I have to move it. But I can create something which moves by itself. Of course, don't say then it doesn't need me anymore. No, it needs me, but it needs me in keeping it existent. It doesn't need me to give motion to it. And since this mujarrad has no time, so what is created needs it every day, but mujarrad is not keeping it every day. You get? So this has days and nights. So every day and night it needs the creator. But the creator doesn't create it in every day and night for the creator. This needs it in its own days and nights. We need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every day and night, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not creating us in day and night. You understand the difference? This is your attitude and your way of looking at things and analyzing things. فَالْجَاعِلُ الثَّابِتِ جَعَلَ الْمُتَجَدِّدِ. The maker, which is fixed, has made something which is mutajaddid, means renewing itself. Yeah, it's moving. لَا أَنَّهُ جَعَلَ الشَّيْءَ مُتَجَدًّا. Not that it made something move. No, it made a moving thing. Not that made something and then made it move. Because if it had made something move and renew, حَتَّى يَلْزَمْ, so that it would imply mahzur, the problem of what? Attributing al-mutaghayyir ila al-thabit. If it had made something fixed move, then it would imply something bad, something unacceptable, something that we cannot explain. What is that? Istinad al-mutaghayyir ila al-thabit. How something which is changing is coming from something which is fixed. or ارتباط الحادثة بالقديم. This is the problem, very difficult problem. How to explain that something which is hadith means has a beginning is attributed to something which has no beginning and no end. What happened that this came to existence at that time and not before, without saying that there was a change? So this is a very important point. So we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if we believe in uqul, under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because we have different causes. The final cause is Allah, the final creator is Allah. But under him, if we believe in uqul tuliyah, then the last one, which is creating this material world and sustaining and maintaining, is not changing in itself, but has created something which is changeable, the system which is changeable. But for you and me, it's very difficult to think how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without having time, without having place, is with us in every time and place. The problem is because we think of him like us, and we insert in our imagination of God human limitations, and then we think for him to be aware of what is happening to us, he must be with us in this time and space. Because I cannot be aware of you unless I am in your time and space. So we think, how can Allah be aware of me when he is not today here in this room? Not knowing that to be in this time and space, you are limiting him. He is not in this day and in this room, but he is more present than me in this day and room. Because my presence is coming from physical encounter, his presence is by creating this. It's much more present. Yeah? So, maybe this example can help you. Suppose I imagine a room, and in my imagination, there are few people in that room. Am I in that room? No, you are not in that room. You are not in that room. That room is created by you. But you, better than those people in that room, know what is happening in that room. Yeah. Isn't it? They can only see a little bit, and that is as much as you allow them to see. But you can see them and everything else. It's a very beautiful, way this Allama Tawte says, thinking about these mental images helps a lot. Because we are not able to create except in our mind, unfortunately. Those who are real mu'min, they can decide and something happens. Kun fayakun. Yeah, in heaven, where was it that I was talking recently? That some of our ulama say about heaven, يُفَجِّرُونَهَا تَفْجِيرًا, says that in heaven what they do, they decide, I want a spring here. A spring comes. We can do this in our mind only. Yeah? So, there are two types of people. People whose real life is just imagination. People whose imaginations are real life. So we have to move from living in imagination to giving life to imagination. And this is the power of irada. Okay, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from bottom of our heart for all his blessings, especially the blessing of ma'rifah, and in particular to the ma'rifah that inshallah we have received in studying this course. We pray that Allah bless the soul of Allama Tabatabai rahmatullah alayh and all our scholars and teachers who have worked hard so that we can today sit here and in a relaxed and comfortable setting, learn these things. May Allah inshallah bless their souls and keep alive those who are alive. And may Allah inshallah, till last moment of our life, include us among the people who are engaged in learning and teaching. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.